Thank you for calling online support. My name is Sam. How may I help you?
Hi everybody, Nightmare on Scam Street here. This is a new type of video for me. I've been watching a situation that's been evolving in the US for the past couple of months. It involves a group of people that call themselves First Amendment auditors. I'm not going to go into what they do, what they are. There's plenty of information on YouTube about them already. I've been following a particular auditor for the past few months by the name of Joshua Abrams. He came to my attention because in his videos there was some very suspicious activity around fundraising. Most, if not all, of these First Amendment auditors do get donations from their viewers. Generally there are three ways they get donations. One is by super chat, which is where the viewer does a small donation and their chat message goes straight to the top and is highlighted. The other method is AdSense, which is where adverts appear on the video at various times and the channel holder gets paid for showing these adverts. The third method is by direct PayPal donation. This method is the quickest way of getting money, but also it's untraceable. There's no record of it. So to summarize, there are three main methods of getting money. AdSense, which is payment for adverts. Super Chat, where a viewer donates money to get their chat up on the top of the list. And PayPal Direct, which is the quickest, cheapest and most secret way of getting cash. So let's look at Joshua Abrams' YouTube channel in particular. His channel is called Accountability for All, and he really started, his first video was on July 4. It was looks like an impromptu video where he tried to tell a policeman they shouldn't have been parking where he was. His viewers rose fairly quickly and he was sort of eligible for monetization in July 28. The first sign of any super chat appearing was on July 31. But up to this date there's no advertising on his site. He's got the viewers, he has the required number of hours of viewing, but there's no sign of advertising on any of his channels. As I mentioned already, AdSense requires the channel to show adverts either at the beginning, middle or end of a video. The adverts are what create the revenue. It's not a very fast system, but you can make reasonable money using it. Now recently there was a time when Joshua was actually sent to jail. He was at the Straight Pride rally in Boston and he got himself right at the front of the ANTIFA group, shouting and screaming at the police, and he was arrested.
Move away, move away. What are you doing? Move away, move away, move away.
I think he spent a couple of days in jail before being released on bail. Allegedly his bail was $540. He had to go back to court, and when he went to court the judge decided to hold him without bail. Now this is very interesting. There's other cases involved with Joshua. He was currently out on bail for an armed robbery charge. So the judge probably did the right thing. After he'd been in jail for a little while, his girlfriend, Danielle Bognano, also known as Hot Tow Truck Girl, did a 30-minute live broadcast in which she was asking viewers to donate money towards an $800 bail. During this 30-minute video, she and her moderators, all 14 of them, practically insisted that anybody donating should do so via PayPal. During this video she made one very interesting statement. She said that she relied on Josh's AdSense account for living money, and that she'd managed to lock it out by repeatedly entering the wrong password. I thought at first she must have made a mistake by mentioning AdSense. However, it did crop up again later, and that verified pretty much what she was talking about. Just before Josh got arrested, he made a trip to Chicago. On the surface to help a fellow auditor called Joe Luna. Joe had been arrested while doing an audit, and Josh decided to spring into action and fly across to Chicago to help Joe out. Josh immediately began asking for donations to help fund his travel. He needed basic hotel, basic flights and basic food, he said, and started asking for donations. And he kept saying over a period of a few weeks, "Oh, we haven't got enough money yet, we can't go yet, we don't have enough money, please help, please help." At no time did he ever disclose how much he'd raised by donations. I don't think anyone will ever know. The trip to Chicago wasn't actually funded by donations at all. It was funded by a TV show called Judge Mathis, a show which Danielle was to appear on regarding a dispute over rent payments and outstanding rent. So the flights and hotels were funded entirely by the Judge Mathis show, not by donations made to Josh. While in Chicago, Josh did meet up with Joe Luna and actually promised to pay him a portion of the profits from donations that had been received for the trip. The money that Josh promised was to help Joe Luna pay solicitors and lawyer fees for his arrest. At the end of the day, Joe Luna received absolutely nothing and made a bit of a fuss about it. On the 28th of September, Josh did a live stream video in which he talked to Joe Luna and frankly bullied him into submission, but he showed him the balance on his account. Josh said the reason he hadn't paid Joe yet was that the money wasn't available until the end of September.
I was working, I never picked up.
Okay, so here's my AdSense account, guys. This is Accountability for All's AdSense, okay? This is how much money I have right now because it's not the end of the month. 0. Okay? Now, the most recent payment I have, guys, is $2,324.62. It's available to be paid on the 21st of September, and it takes 10 to 14 days to receive that payment. So that's the payment I'm getting, and that's the money I have, because it hasn't hit my account. Paperwork don't lie. So yeah, Joe, I did say I'd split that money with you. Unfortunately, I have to wait to get it.
So Josh let slip that he has an AdSense account, and the balance on this account was around $2,300. That's quite a lot. This was to try and convince Joe that there was money pending but hadn't been paid out yet. Also, if this was the balance made from the trip to Chicago, that's a huge amount of money more than he said. He told Joe that he paid, or the total bill was over $900. And if he made that money in that month just by Super Chat, that's significant. We can't forget that the money in AdSense is only the money that was donated via Super Chat. The money that was donated by PayPal doesn't enter into this balance at all. And if you remember, their moderators push as hard as they can to get people to donate via PayPal. Unfortunately, we'll never know how much was actually donated. PayPal is clearly secret. The only people that will know will be Josh, Danielle and PayPal. Even the donors themselves won't know how much in overall was donated. They only know their tiny little piece of it. So here's a screenshot from a popular social media and analysis site called Social Blade, showing Accountability for All's data for the last 30 days. What it shows is the number of subscribers, the number of video views, the running total of video views hours, and what they call the estimated earnings. Now, I need to be very clear about this. This is how much they might earn if they had been using adverts on their site. This is their approximate advertising revenue based on the number of video hours watched in the last month. So don't think of this as what Josh's earnings are. He's not getting this at the moment because he's not advertising on his site. Remember, the $2,300 was purely donations, nothing to do with advertising. I find it incredible that Josh's viewer base is actually still growing, but I suspect that's people looking in to see when the train wreck is going to happen. So with Josh being released from jail and Josh and Danielle back from Chicago, you'd think that there was nothing else that could actually happen to these two. However, yesterday Danielle was arrested. That's on the October 3rd. And she was arrested for larceny of an amount over $1,500. No one's really sure what the score is with that. We think it's possibly due to the scam she pulled off trying to get Josh's $800 bail. So now Josh and Danielle are pleading poverty. They've got, they say, no money coming in. They've got nowhere to live because they've been evicted. Effectively, they're out on the street. Except they're not. They're living in a hotel just now. They're still buying expensive things like clothes and accessories and things like that. They must spend a fortune on their phone bills and obviously cigarettes. Both of them smoke like chimneys. They don't seem to be skimping on their food. To increase the look of this, Josh has actually put a piece of tape on the edge of his glasses to make it look like he's holding them together. So guess what? Josh is now back on the beg again. He's now asking for donations to help support Danielle through her criminal case and to help them in their living expenses and what have you. Now let's put this in context. Josh is getting, just from Super Chat, around, let's say, $2,000 a month. We have no idea how much he's getting from PayPal. I'm sure it's going to be a lot more. They're staying in a hotel, they're comfortable, they've got their car, they've got their luxury items, they've got their nice standard of living in the hotel. Okay, Danielle's in jail, but she's in jail because she scammed everybody once before, probably. So here's the thing, people are still donating. What's wrong with you people? What are you thinking? These people are living off of your charity to a higher standard than most of you probably are yourselves. That's how ridiculous this situation is. Anyone who's donating to Josh and Danielle right now are only helping to perpetuate the scam. As long as people are donating, they'll live off your money. Get real, people.